If an adult tells you to do something, you fucking do it, you little fucking shit. I just want to fucking smack the living hell out of this fucking kid. In Minecraft, okay? Well. If it isn't you. Yeah, you here for some more monster? That's good, mate. That's real good. But you see, I got some bad news for you. I'm just kidding. I don't have any bad news for you, but I do have some good news for you. We have some more Monster. Episode 61 of Monster. 60 left us off with, well, a couple of things, really. Mr. Martin, who died, unfortunately. Before he died, he mentioned Peter, the Devil's Apprentice, so-called Devil's Apprentice. Do I actually think that that weirdo guy is Johan's apprentice? No. Not even close. As far as I can tell, Johan is not that type of person. He would never take an apprentice. If anything, he would entertain the idea for a little while just to fuck around with him, and then he would kill him after breaking his mind. We also had Tenma meet up with Ava, and let him know of Martin's death. It was all sad and shit, but had to be done. Tenma sent Ava off to the psychiatrist doctor guy. Turns out that Ava decides to, or has now decided to go and kill Johan herself. Apparently Ava knew where Johan was staying, or supposedly, maybe, kinda, right? Had a apartment number, had information of where he might potentially be staying, and did not tell Tenma. And, you know, it's getting a little bit kind of unfortunate that they just can't seem to work together. That was my main complaint last episode. Ava went to get a gun, the biggest gun she could find, or so she said. Surprisingly easy to buy guns back in the day, apparently. But yeah, I guess we'll see if Ava can do a dent in Johan's armor. Unlikely. Very, very unlikely. Episode 61.
But this bed is terrible. I'm just sitting on it and it's tilting like it's gonna sink into the floor. If you put all your weight on it, it'll fall apart. So it looks like I'm gonna be the one sleeping on this bed. You'll be more comfortable on that sofa.
There's no place for you to sleep, Dieter.
Huh?
It's time you packed up your things and returned to Dr. Reichwein's place in Munich.
Why should I?
You know very well, because you have to go back to school now.
I don't need school. I don't want to go.
And just how are you going to learn anything?
You can teach me what I need to know. It's more...
You know, if you've been following this series with me, you know my thoughts about children, okay? God fucking damn it. Hasn't there been anything that this kid has done that has actually been good? He's just annoying. He doesn't do anything. He just...
More than just your studies, you won't be able to make any friends living like this.
It's like a fucking annoying kid who doesn't listen. You know, it's like, yes, kind of realistic, but still fucking annoying.
Well, I already have friends named Nina and Tenma. Besides, you need my
These are not your friends, bro. They're adults who just tolerate your existence because they have to. God damn it. Man, fucking hell, bro.
company. You'd be very lonely if I wasn't around.
Shut the oh my.
Nice try, but you're going back to Munich anyway.
No, I'm not. Forget it. I'm not going to Munich.
Oh, shut the fuck up, kid. Oh my god, I hate kids. I fucking hate children. Holy shit. I cannot stress enough how much I hate children, especially this type of child. They're so fucking annoying. The children that don't do what you tell them to do, it's like, bro, it's one thing, yeah, if I tell you to jump off a cliff, you don't do it, okay, fine. I get that. But Jesus Christ. If a fucking... If an adult tells you to do something, you fucking do it, you little fucking shit. I just want to fucking smack the living hell out of this fucking kid. In Minecraft, okay? I do not condone violence of any kind towards anybody.
Wait a minute, Nina. Are you going back there again today?
Where?
Stop it already.
Oh, shut the fuck up, bro.
You gotta give it up now. You keep going to that same place every day. No matter how many times you do it, it's always the same. You never remember anything. Nina!
God. It's like a fucking... This kid is what I imagine chatters on Twitch to be like. Right? They're like backseat fucking gamers. I'm not one of those people who are like, I hate backseating. I think, you know, that's fine, but like Dieter here reminds me of, like, let's say, he reminds me of those people who they watch a show and the show was good at first, but then it got shit, slowly got worse over time, and then instead of saying, hey, if you try again, or I'm sure you can, you know, improve if you try this, or you know, you can do better next time. He reminds me of the people who go and say, oh no, what's the point of continuing the show? The show is shit. You're never gonna be able to make it better again. You should just stop. Just cancel the show now. Just, you know, you don't know what you're doing. Just kill the show now. Yeah, it was good before, but now it's shit, and it can never be good again because you know, you should just shut down the show. It's like, instead of wanting something to be better or doing something differently or just giving support for something that you want to be good, instead of doing that, you say, oh, you should just not do it at all. Like recently, right, for me, Dragon Age, the game franchise, is my favorite franchise of all time, because they do a very specific type of game. Now, for instance, you know, my two favorite games of all time are Dragon Age Origins and Divinity Original Sin 2. Recently, Dragon Age, the Veilguard, reveal trailer and stuff came out, and you know, it was pretty bad, right? And a lot of people essentially are very worried and skeptical about how this new game is gonna do. And a lot of people are saying that it looks shit, and you know, it's gonna be shit, and whatever the fuck, right? I also saw that a lot of people, again, these people who just constantly, instead of hoping for something to get better and trying to give constructive criticism, they instead say, oh, you should just stop doing it. You've made too many mistakes and now you should stop. You should stop doing it because you're shit. These types of people, they've been going around saying BioWare should just stop making Dragon Age, right? Like they're ruining it. Oh my god, you're ruining the world. Oh my god, just stop making games. It's like, bro. And then there's also people who say like, well, you know, these games suck ass, go play something else. And I'm like, you want to know why I don't want BioWare to go out of business? Not just because they had made Dragon Age Origins in the past, or, you know, that they're making my favorite franchise of all time. Gaming franchise, I might add. Not my favorite story franchise of all time. The reason I don't want BioWare to go out of business is because they are one of two big, like, AAA studios, or like AAA size studios, who are making like a very specific type of RPG game. The type where, you know, you have like cinematic camera angles in conversations, you can create your own character, you have like conversation options, you know, that type of game. Like Baldur's Gate 3, right? Larian Studios and BioWare are basically the only two game development studios who make these types of games. Like they're the only ones. Like give me an example of a full big RPG with those criteria of being able to create your own character, it being an RPG, cinematic camera angle conversations, and then conversation options. Like, give me an example of a game made by any other studio with those criteria? Like, are there any? The only things I can think of is Baldur's Gate 3, you know, Larian Studios games, and then Dragon Age Mass Effect. Like, that's it. I can't think of anything else. Probably because there are nothing else. Like, there might be like shittier games, like more indie games that have kind of tried to emulate something like that with the conversation options and stuff like that, but nothing even comes close, right? And that's why I don't want BioWare to go out of business, for instance. That's why I hate people who go around saying, oh, well, you should just stop. You know, it's not working, so you should just stop and move on and go do something else. You know, I hate that shit. Like, bro, just, like, give ideas on how to fix the problem, not just constantly whine about what you don't like and why you think this is wrong and why you should stop and, like, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, bro. Who the fuck are you anyway? You know? Little rant about Dragon Age, but in BioWare, but like, hey, it is what it is. You probably just skipped. Okay.
That day as he struggled, Johann was dragged down these stairs and taken away.
No, let go of me, stop! Mother! Nina!
That's wrong. Because Nina's the name I have now. So what was the name that Mother called me way back then? Nina? Anna? I can't
The more interesting question here, who owns this building and why don't they have locks?
remember which one was my name. The car those men put Johann into traveled along this same road.
Keeping secrets from him is definitely a no-no.
I'm not following this scenario because they make it seem like Nina is remembering being in the car with those people. But I think what they said was that Johann told Nina of this like situation, and I'm guessing like Johann's so good at like explaining things and like creating sceneries in people's heads that they start seeing things or something. I know it sounds fucking weird, but like...
They gathered all the children together every single Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock for book readings, here at the Red Rose Mansion.
Looks like the lock's broken.
This is where they worked, trying to create a superior pupil. What is a superior pupil?
Strangely, they can just access all these areas without any kind of like... You would think there would be like tape being like, don't enter, and maybe like a security guard or something. But nah, I guess they just leave completely abandoned, like burned down buildings for anyone to just access.
And they... But who did it? Who was responsible? He escaped. Johann ran away. He ran through the rose bushes.
I think that was you.
Are you all right?
Was this the pain? While I was waiting in this room for Mom to come home, for Johann to come home, I was reading this picture book.
People can become whatever they want to be.
By Franz Bonaparte. Readings of Mr. Bonaparte's picture books were being held at the Red Rose Mansion. At the same time, I was reading this one, as I waited for Johann to come home.
Okay.
I stood in this room facing the front door. I remember I was smiling and said, "Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home."
Yeah, I heard you the first time, by the way.
Welcome home! Welcome home!
Now, come with me.
Huh?
The door won't open! No matter how many times I said welcome home, the door won't open! The door won't open! That's because
should you. All right, I'll go back to Dr. Reichwein's and go to school. But you
Good.
come with me. Let's go back together, Nina. Come on, why don't we do what Tenma said? Good memories only. From now on, Nina.
Now, when it comes to like Ava being involved, I would say, you know, it would be great if she just like went, I don't know, left the country and lived happily ever after. That would be great, right? But Nina's a lot deeper in the rabbit hole. Her just leaving would not be as simple.
We're complying with your request. Under the circumstances, it's the best we can offer you. We've finally been allowed to talk to these people. But it'll be a miracle if we could get any usable information from them.
I need more time. I need to collect as many testimonies as possible.
Don't be naive.
What?
Most likely, these people won't remember or want to talk about anything from their pasts. The book readings occurred when they were just kids. The truth in this case may never be known. Things like this usually remain a mystery forever. Ah, here's a detective who's in charge of the case. This is the lawyer from Germany, Mr. Verdeman. I'll leave the rest to you.
I'm Detective Suk.
Nice to meet you.
On these
Prepared a
balls.
list of questions in advance. I'll be asking them. Please, do as I say. I need your full cooperation. You're only coming in here as an observer. I want to make that very clear. Number 3 Cherveni Street, also known as the Red Rose Mansion. It burned down, and this photo shows what's left of it. From what we've ascertained so far, you were there in 1968 and participated in weekly book readings. Isn't that right, Mr. Erno? Well, Mr. Erno?
Does the name Franz Bonaparte sound familiar to you?
Look, would you please be quiet?
We don't have much time.
I'm just trying to be careful.
If you keep being this careful, you'll end up with no information when you're done.
I had always thought that the mansion was my emotional foundation. And as I was viewing this image of the burned remains, I thought I'd feel very sad. But there isn't a bit of sadness anywhere in me.
Do you feel it all nostalgic?
Bro, you didn't even look at the footage, bro. Your eyes are closed, bro. Dude is not even using his eyes, bro.
Nostalgic about the mansion?
Nostalgia?
See?
Yes, because you spent a lot of time there. The mansion was like a school to you, wasn't it?
Mr. Verdeman, would you please be quiet
Shut
and let...
the fuck up, bro. Shut the... Oh, dear.
Let me
Oh,
ask the
dear.
questions that I...
Fucking sook on these balls, man. You know, sook, why don't you sook on these balls, huh?
I'm not sure I know.
Stick a sock in it.
Oh, feeling sadness. Nostalgia.
The eyes are opening slightly, very slightly.
I'm not sure.
Emotional scars? What do you mean by that?
Let me ask it another way. Do you believe your participation in those weekly book readings has in some way negatively affected you throughout your adult life?
Not really.
Any troubles in your family life?
You don't have to answer that. Remember, you have the right to refuse.
Well, I'm divorced. There really weren't any big problems between my wife and me. We got along for the most part. But my children, my oldest son and my second son both committed suicide. They didn't seem to have any troubles or problems. But for some reason, they both killed themselves, and I've always had to wonder why.
That testimony, like, oh, my children killed themselves. I mean, unless there's a pattern of, you know, all these people who were at the book readings, all their children have killed themselves, then it would be like, okay, now that's a pattern. But until that is said, I think that's just a coincidence. Kinda freaky, but coincidence nonetheless.
Memories of the book readings, huh? I'm not sure.
Anything you can tell us, no matter how small.
The God of Peace was very busy.
Hey, come on, what are you trying to do?
He was so busy playing the trumpet, he didn't have time to look in the mirror. It's a passage from Klaus Poppe's The God of Peace.
And there was another one. Yeah, it was about the monster from the west and the monster from the east. I like that one much better.
Could you describe what you liked most about these storybooks?
I guess I could say that they all took me away to a different world. Crying when you're sad, being happy as well as being afraid and fearful. All those feelings just seemed to go away, I'd say.
Why did you feel that way about these books?
I really don't know. One afternoon, while I was there, a man came by to visit the mansion. He said he was from a radio station. He mentioned a song that was a favorite of his called Over the Rainbow. And he took the time to tell me about the Wizard of Oz.
What was his name, did he say? Tell me everything about him right now!
Calm down! What the hell are you doing?
Cut it out! Please! Anything!
What's going on? What just happened in there? Suddenly, it's as if your questions have personal feelings attached to them.
Now, Kiss. Bro, like, why do you gotta, like... I've never understood this thing. Grabbing someone's collar and being like, oh, what the fuck are you think you were doing? Like, you know, you can, like, just, like, not grab him, right? Like, you know, you know, what is this grabbing of the collar supposed to do? I don't know, man. I'm a very logical person, so it's like, when someone's doing something completely illogical, like grabbing a collar, it's not like you're, like, what is that supposed to be, like an intimidation tactic? Or, like, yeah, but, like, why? You know, like, you know, anything that has to do with violence and, like, unnecessary shit like this, I just don't understand. I'm just weird.
You're the young detective who was framed for the series of crimes that were actually committed by the secret police. That was you, wasn't it, Detective Suk? You're desperate to dispel all the allegations and suspicion around you. Am I wrong? You and I are the same. I could no longer believe in anybody. I no longer believed in anything in the world. I'm pursuing a case involving a man who's truly innocent. So now I found somebody I can believe in again. That man from the radio station the witness was talking about? That man was my father. My father might have taken part in the brainwashing experiments that occurred at the Red Rose Mansion. I mustn't look away. I have to find out the truth.
That man from the radio station that I was talking about, do you know what he said to me? He said, you get out of here fast. There's a wonderful land somewhere over the rainbow. That's where your family is, he said to me. Dorothy, the brave little girl from the Wizard of Oz, is able to go back home in the end. You have to get out of here too, he said. Go home. So then directly after that, I cut all my ties to the mansion. Have you heard enough? My wife and kid are waiting on me at home.
Is the kid dead? I guess not.
You mustn't look away.
I know.
We need to finish. There are 2 more.
All right. Let's keep going.
You know, they're very good at drip feeding us information, aren't they?
Come on, Dieter, stay focused. I need you to hold this while I work. According to what I heard from you, she's recovered quite a bit of her memory. She's probably thinking about those things in her past. But it seems that right before her memories fully come back to her, she just stops remembering. And that's because of you.
I keep wondering if maybe I did something bad.
No, you certainly didn't. You did a very good job, Dieter.
More like you
Now,
are
please,
bad.
we'll finish putting this desk together quickly so we can go have ourselves some Vice first.
Did you forget we ate
The-
all
the
the
what
Vice
now?
first last night?
What do you mean we ate it all?
We brought you something. It's
Oh
your
yeah,
favorite Vice
these
Wurst.
two.
How considerate of you, my boy. You've saved the day.
Dr. Reichfein, how are you? I'm sorry for not contacting
Oh yeah,
you
these
for
two
so
were
long.
friends, right?
I'm sure I've had you worried, but I'm fine. The truth is, Dr. Reichfein, I have a favor to ask. I believe you know Ava Heinemann, don't you? She's being targeted by a certain organization right now. I've sent her in your direction. Please take good care of her. And please, look after Nina and Dieter as well. It'll all be over soon. I believe that there is only one way I can put an end to this.
Sincerely, Kenzo Tenma.
Enma's letter arrived here about 3 days ago. But so far, Ava hasn't shown up. There's been no sign of her.
I'm wondering what city this letter was sent from.
The postmark doesn't show up clearly.
Is there a way to figure it out?
Probably. I'll try.
If we do that, then we'll know where Tenma is, right?
Yeah, but in the meantime, I'm a bit worried about this.
How about we don't let the kid into this conversation? Like, how about we, like, tell the kid, hey, go play outside? Yeah? I would say, like, one of the weirdest things or I suppose you could say, one of the most unrealistic things about the show is how they just don't give a shit that the kid is in the room while they're talking about killing Johan and, like, you know, Johan killing other people and killing and killing and killing and people being in danger of being killed. And bro, there's like a fucking 8-year-old kid in the room. Like, and yeah, I get it. It's a show, you know, and not everything has to be realistic, of course, but still, you know, it's a little weird. We talk about how we want the kid to have a education and, oh, he has to go back to school. It's like, and yet you're still inviting him to listen in on this kind of conversation. Like, huh? What?
Last sentence.
That's just fucking weird.
It'll all be over soon. I believe that there is only one way I can put an end to this.
I want to remember all the memories from my past.
When you remember them, are you prepared for the consequences?
Yes. I'm ready for you to try any means necessary to bring back my full memory.
To be honest, I don't want to try anything myself. However, let me see what I can do if that's what you really want.
You're sure you're all right with this?
Yes, Dr. Gillen. But... after you've put me in a hypnotic state, there might be some things that are absolutely terrifying. Will you face them with me, Dr. Gillen?
Don't worry, Nina, I'll be here. Every step of the way. First, I want you to close your eyes. Tell me, what was your mother like?
My mother was gentle.
I thought this guy was a, like a...
Singing. A very beautiful voice.
Like a criminal psychiatrist or something.
She always made for us.
What about your father?
But now they can do hypnotism?
My father was a government soldier.
A government soldier? Did you ever meet your father?
I never had a chance. My mother told me what happened to him. My father, he was killed.
Your mother, who had taken part in anti-government activities, fled the country with her children when your father was killed. Who was she running away from?
She moved us into the Three Frogs. We had to hide there. But then one day my brother was caught by a man with glasses.
When your brother was caught, where did they take him?
To the Red Rose Mansion! A lot of people died that day.
Did your brother see what happened to the people?
It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! The thorns hurt!
Can you hear me?
That didn't help at all.
Nina.
I got it. I found out where Tenma's letter was mailed from.
Well, where?
It was Frankfurt.
Nina, you've remembered everything now, haven't you, Nina?
Not Nina. It's not my name.
Well, who are you then?
I don't want to say.
There's nothing to be afraid of. You can tell me. It's all right. Who am I talking to?
Don't want to say.
Don't be afraid. You're safe here. Huh?
Don't want to say.
Huh?
I'm back. I'm back.
I'm going to grab my hands right now. And when I do, you're going to wake up from your trance.
Nina!
We're all right now.
Did I say something really terrible?
No, but while you were hypnotized, you refused to tell me everything, Nina. But I'm sure you remember all of it now, isn't that right?
I'm so lost, bro. What the fuck is going on? I'm trying to think, okay. Maybe it's like some sort of thing where, like, Franz, maybe in the book readings or something, or at some point in the past when she was a child, kind of somehow implanted like a devil persona, because, you know, they keep saying, like, oh, you can be whoever you want to be, or whatever you want to be, and maybe some sort of, like, devilish persona manifested in her subconscious or something, you know, something, and, you know, when she went into that trance, that kind of came out. But who knows, bro? Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm sure you remember all of it now, isn't that right?
What do you remember? Bruh. Don't tell me she's gone.
Dear Dr. Reichwein, Dieter.
Didn't this exact thing happen last time? Where didn't we literally have this happen before? Like 10 or so, 20 episodes ago or something? Nina was trying to remember and she was like, oh, 3 frogs. And then just left, leaving a note. Like, why are we doing the same thing again?
Forgive me for leaving so suddenly. I'm going to Frankfurt, where Tenma is. I know everything. Who I am, where Johann came from, and where he is headed. If I go, I can put an end to everything. If I go, I can save Tenma.
Okay, you see, interesting, right? They keep, again, they keep talking about saving Tenma, preventing him from killing Johann, but, like, I actually don't want that to happen. I think it's better not to have that happen. For instance, right? If it was a choice between who gets to kill Johann, Nina or Tenma, I think for the overall story, like, you can kind of make an argument for both. You know, you could say, well, Nina killing Johann, you know, kind of like poetic, right? Like, she shot him already once. Maybe, you know, there could be a scene where she's like, oh, you should have died the first time or whatever, and then bam, nothing personal, kid. Bang, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Bang. Or, you know, like, you can do whatever the fuck, right? But on the other hand, you have Tenma, who has essentially the entire show been going after Johann. And it's like, I actually think that having him actually finally get to that goal is the best way to go. And overall, like, you know, whoever is going to kill Johann is probably gonna be held responsible for murder, right? And who would I rather have go to prison for killing someone? Tenma. You know, I definitely, like, Nina's best girl, right? So it's like, I would not really want her to end up in prison. I think at the end, it should come down to Nina maybe corners Johann or something, and is about to do it, but then Tenma kills Johann to protect Nina somehow. Whether it's to protect her from jail or protect her from, you know, something else. Like, it should be, neither of them really want to kill someone. You know, right now, I mean, Tenma is going after Johann essentially kind of for revenge. Like, not really for revenge, kind of more like retribution and like realizing, hey, someone's got to do it, right? I'm gonna kill him so he can't hurt anyone else. That kind of idea. But I think at the end it should be, I'm not killing him for the greater good. I'm killing him to protect someone else, right? But at the end of the day, I still want Tenma to be the one to kill Johann. Because, I mean, Nina's Nina, you know? I don't think any of us want to see Nina going to prison or, you know, having to kill someone. It is what it is. In any case, I hope you enjoyed episode 61 of Monster. We shall be back with 62. A lot of these characters are converging, but then again, that's what I said last time about the Red Rose Mansion. You know, I thought a lot of characters were gonna converge in the Red Rose Mansion, and there was gonna be some sort of, like, you know, some sort of showdown or something, but that just didn't happen. I guess we'll see. In any case, for now, I bid you adieu, ladies and gentlemen.